Good morning everyone. Welcome to biology class. Today we are planning with molecular basis of inheritance. Let's start the discussion on molecular basis of inheritance. Simple thing. In this chapter we are going to deal with the nucleic acids. Okay. Before we going to know about the nucleic acids, we should know about what is inheritance. Inheritance is nothing but the transformation of genes or characters from one generation to another generation. That is nothing but whatever the characters of your parent is inherited from to you from them only. So that is nothing but the inheritance. Now, nucleic acids. Nucleic acids are building blocks of genetic material. So keep in mind, nucleic acids are building blocks of genetic material. Nucleic acids are two types. One is DNA and another one is RNA. So keep in mind, these two are the nucleic acids and are a type of a nucleic acid. Now, next, DNA. DNA is a genetic material in all organisms. But RNA, it acts as only genetic material in a few viruses. Not in all organisms, only in few viruses it acts as a genetic material. But in most of the cases, it acts as a messenger. So, RNA in most of the cases acts as a messenger. In few viruses, it acts as a genetic material. But DNA, it's a complete genetic material in all organisms. Now, the structure of polynucleotide chain. Just know about that. Structure of polynucleotide chain. Okay. Now, in this, we are going to deal with few concepts regarding the structure of polynucleotide chain. First, we should know the components of polynucleotide chain. What are those things? First one, nitrogen base. Nitrogen bases. Second one, what is that? Sugar molecule. Third one, phosphate group. Okay. First thing, we should know about the nitrogen base. Wait. Before we going to know about these components, we should know the definition of polynucleotide. Polynucleotide is nothing but polymers of nucleotides. What is that? Polymer of nucleotides. Just note down that sentence. Next to that, nitrogen bases. The first component of polynucleotide chain, nitrogen bases. It again classified into two types. First one, purines. Second one, pyrimidine. So first one, nitrogen bases. In that again they are classified into two types. First one, purine. Second one, pyrimidine. Okay. In that, purine consisting of adenine and guanine. What is that? Adenine and guanine. Pyrimidine consisting of cytosine, thymine and uracil. Okay. I already told you that in nucleosides two types. One is a DNA, another is a RNA. In DNA, purines are adenine and guanine. Pyrimidines are cytosine and thymine. When it comes to RNA, this thymine is replaced by uracil. Once again I will repeat you. In RNA, purines are adenine and guanine. Pyrimidines are cytosine and uracil. Thymine is only present in DNA. Thymine is also known as 5-methyl uracil. 5-methyl uracil. Right here, thymine is also known as 5-methyl uracil. It only present in DNA, but in RNA, thymine is replaced by uracil. This is a component regards to what? Nitrogen bases. Next is sugar molecules. What are those sugar molecules? DNA and RNA. You know that? What are those? DNA and RNA. First, DNA. Sugar molecules in DNA. What is the full form of DNA? Deoxyribose nucleic acid. This deoxyribose is a sugar in DNA. In RNA, what is the full form of RNA? Ribose nucleic acid. Here, ribose is a sugar molecule in the RNA. Is that clear? In DNA, deoxyribose is a sugar. In RNA, ribose is a sugar. Next, more what? Sugar. Right. Next, phosphate group. H3PO4. Okay, it's present in both in DNA and RNA. Just but phosphate group only present in nucleotides. Keep in mind how. I'll tell you. Next to that, what is next to the simple thing? The difference between a nucleoside and nucleotide. What is that? Nucleoside and nucleotides. First thing, what do you mean by nucleosides and nucleotides? First thing, nucleoside is composed of or made of sugar plus nitrogen base. Together forms into nucleoside. Nucleotide made of sugar plus nitrogen base plus phosphate group. So this is the difference between nucleoside and nucleotide. Nucleoside made of sugar plus nitrogen base. Nucleotide made of sugar plus nitrogen base plus phosphate group. Now, nucleosides of DNA and RNA. First, in RNA and in DNA. What are the nucleosides? In RNA, adenosine, next guanosine, cytidine. Here thymine is replaced by uracil, so uridine. These are all nucleosides of RNA. When it comes to DNA, deoxy adenosine. Same thing, deoxyguanosine. Next to that, deoxycytidine. And last one, deoxythymidine. These are all nucleosides of RNA. What are those? Nucleosides of RNA. And this one, nucleosides of DNA. Okay? Is that clear regards to nucleoside? Next, move on to nucleotides of DNA and RNA. Same thing. In RNA, DNA. Okay? Nucleotides. Here in RNA, so phosphate group will be there in nucleotides. Based on the number of phosphates, it will be varies. How, sir? I'll tell you. When it comes to RNA, okay, say adenosine monophosphate. Wait, I'll write here. First one in RNA, adenosine monophosphate. Single phosphate is present, monophosphate. Okay. Next, guanosine monophosphate. Next, cytidine monophosphate. Next to that, uridine monophosphate. Same thing when it comes to DNA, deoxy adenosine monophosphate, deoxy guanosine monophosphate, deoxy cytidine monophosphate. Last one, deoxy thymidine monophosphate. These are all nucleotides of DNA and RNA. If in case two phosphates will be there, what happens? Simple thing. Just from here, adenosine diphosphate. guanosine diphosphate, cytidine diphosphate, uridine diphosphate. Same in DNA also. Deoxyadenosine diphosphate, guanosine diphosphate, deoxycytidine diphosphate, last deoxythymidine diphosphate. Like this, nucleotides will vary in based on the monophosphate numbers. Now, I'll rub this one. Linkages of polynucleotides and how the linkages helps in the formation of nucleotides. How it will involves in the formation of polynucleotide chain formation. First thing, three linkages are there. First one, N-glycosidic linkage. N-glyco, okay, correct. Sidic linkage. Second, phosphoester linkage. And last one, phosphodiester linkage. We don't wrong step. Phosphoester linkage. How these linkages are involved in the framing of polynucleotide chain. Firstly, you know that sugar and phosphate, you don't know, but I am telling you, sugar and phosphate both are the backbone of a DNA and RNAs. Sugar and phosphates are the backbone of polynucleotide chain. Just keep in mind. Here, first is N-glycosidic linkage. In that, what will happen? Sugar molecules attached with nitrogen bases. Sugar molecules linked with nitrogen bases. This linkage is nothing but a N-glycosidic linkage. So, these composition is going to form what? Nucleosides. I already told you that. How nucleosides? Nucleosides made up of sugar plus nitrogen base. These are connected by N-glycosidic linkage and forms into nucleosides. Keep in mind. Next then. Okay, this one is completed. Next what? Phosphoester linkage. So usually DNA is polynucleotide in nature. Am I right? Okay. This one is consisting of a 5' and 3' and 3' and 5'. Again, it will be there. Okay. Here, how it forms? Look at here. Simple thing. This one is 3A. This one is 5. Okay. Now here, what will happen? Simple thing. Phosphoester linkage. In this OH, okay. Here OH group will be there. So to this, phosphate group is going to attach with one linkage. That is nothing but the phosphoester linkage. First carbon of a chain, polynucleotide chain, is attached at the 5' OH group through phosphoester linkage. That is a phosphate. Simple thing. Now, here are this one. Okay. Next one. Phosphodiester linkage. Simple. DNA is like this. Okay. For this, lot of connections are there. So this chain is going to frame with so many linkages. Okay. Usually like this: AT, PA, GC, CG. Okay. This one we are going to discuss in the structure of a DNA. Just keep in mind, adenine is always paired with the thymine. Okay, guanine is always paired with the cytosine. Purines are paired with the pyrimidines. Just keep in mind. We'll discuss you later. Like this, okay, chain will frame. Okay, with the help of linkage. That is the phosphodiester linkage. With the help of these linkage only, polynucleotide chains are formed and framed. Okay, this is complete regards to phosphodiester linkage. Can I wrap this? Fine. Next, move on to structure of DNA. In 1869, note down these dates. Wait, first. Friedrich Mister. Who is that? Friedrich Mister. In 1869, isolated the DNA. First, he only discovered the DNA in pus cells and named it as nuclei. What is that? Nuclei. In 1899, Altman, with the help of this nuclein, based on their chemical structure and acidic nature, named it as a nucleic acid. What's that? Nucleic acid. Altman named it as a nucleic acid. Friedrich Mister named it as a nuclein. Next, same thing, with the help of X-ray photograph that will took by Wilkins and Franklin. They took a X-ray photograph of DNA. With the help of this data, Watson and Crick proposed the structure of DNA. Note this. First, Friedrich Mister in 1869 named it as a nuclein. Altman in 1899, with the help of their acidic nature and chemical structure, named it as nucleic acids. With the help of those things, Wilkins and Franklin took a X-ray photograph of DNA. With the help of all those data, Watson and Crick proposed the structure of DNA, and this structure is also known as Watson and Crick model. Is that clear? Now, the structure of DNA. Is that? Structure of DNA. What are the major key points and major structure will be there in the DNA? Let us see. First thing, how the DNA will be there. Good. Helical structure. Chain started with 5' and ends with 3' and same thing, 3' and ends with 5' end. First thing. Second thing, this one is a minor groove. Major groove. These are all nitrogen bases. Not nitrogen bases, sorry. Base pairs. Nitrogen base is also right here. Base pairs, but we should mention that word. Base pair. Next, these are polarity. Then the distance of a pith helix 3.4 nanometer or 34 angstrom unit. The distance between two 20 angstrom unit. Next, the distance between adjacent net base pairs are 0.34 angstrom unit. These are all the data of structure of DNA. So first thing, note down the points of the structure of DNA. DNA is called one consisting of a 2 polynucleotide chain called in a right-handed fashion. Look at it, right-handed fashion. Second thing, it consists of an anti-polarity nature, anti-parallel polarity nature. Note down the point. Consisting of an anti-parallel polarity nature. What do you mean by anti-parallel polarity? If one end is started with 5' and ends with 3'. This one started with 3' means ends with 5'. This is nothing but an anti-parallel polarity. Each pith consisting of a 10 base pairs. How many? 10 base pairs. So this one is a pin. Okay. The complete width measures around 3.4 nanometer or 34 angstrom. And the distance between two polynucleotide chain is around 20 angstrom unit. The distance between two adjacent base pair is 0.34 nanometer. Is that 0.34 nanometer? Is that clear? And this one is a minor group. This one is a major group. And as usual, here in base pairs, adenine is always paired with thymine. Next, guanine is always paired with cytosine. Cytosine paired with guanine. How so? Adenine is paired with what? Thymine with the help of a two hydrogen bond. They are paired in a base pairs with the hydrogen bonds only. Next, guanine is paired with the cytosine with the help of a three hydrogen bond. This is all regards to the structure of our DNA. And this one is very important question for your PU board examination, and make it as a slide. Just look over it. Fine. Next, based on this data, Chargaff proposed one base equivalence rule. Who is that? Chargaff. Okay? Propose the base equivalence rule. What is that? The amount of purines is always equal to amount of pyridine. What is that? The amount of purine is always equal to the amount of pyridine. This is the base equivalence rule of Chargaff. That's why this rule is also very well known as Chargaff rule. And he makes some formula. What is that? A plus G purines is the amount of purines, adenine and purines. Next, always equal to T plus C, or also A plus G divided by T plus C equal to 1. They are constant in all helical bonds or on nucleic acids. Okay, fine. This is all regards to what? The structure of DNA and the Chargaff rule. Number of base pairs varies in different organisms. As per your NCERT, they gave some example. Just note on those things. First one, theta 174 bacteriophage. First one, theta 174 bacteriophage. Second one, lambda E. coli. Last one, human lambda bacteriophage. First one, theta 174 bacteria consisting of 5386 base pairs. In lambda, 48,502 base pairs. In E. coli, 4.6 into 10 to the power of 6. In human being, 3.3 into 10 to the power of 9 base pairs will be there. Just note on these points and note on the numbers of base pairs, and we will move on to the next concept. Okay, I'll grab this pen. Next, package of DNA helix. Package of DNA helix. How the DNA helix packed into it? Simple thing. In prokaryotes, DNA being negatively charged, DNA is always negatively charged. Okay, being negatively charged, held by positively charged proteins. Held by positively charged proteins and forms into nucleoids. What are those? nucleoids. In prokaryotes, when it comes to eukaryotes, I'll write some key points regarding the eukaryote package of DNA helix. First, note it down. First one, histones. Second one, histone octamer. Histone octamer. And last one, nucleosomes. So what are those? How the DNA helix is going to pack with the help of these things, sir? First thing, histone. I told you that DNA is negatively charged. It held by eukaryotes, usually eukaryotes consisting of a set of a positively charged chromosome. Set of positively charged proteins, not chromosome, proteins. So they are nothing but the histones. Histones are proteins. They are very rich in amino acids. They are very rich in amino acids, and in that they are consisting of a very rich amino acids. They are lysine and arginine. Lysine and arginine. These two are amino acids. With the help of this histone proteins, with the help of this histone proteins, 8 histone proteins are together forms into histone octamer. Octo means 8, okay? 8 histone together forms into histone octamer. To this histone octamer, negatively charged DNA wrapped and held by one histone. So one protein, so finally forms into nucleosome. How, sir? With the help of a diagram, I will explain once again. Look at here, you just keep in mind whatever I told you right now. Now, this one is a histone protein. This one is a histone. What is that? Histone protein. Okay. With the help of 8 histone, it forms into histone octamer. What are those 8 histones? Just note down that H2A, H2B, H3 and H4. In paired manner, 4 are there. In paired means 8 octamer histones will be there to form histone octamer. So this one is called by negatively charged DNA. This one is a negatively charged DNA. So held by positively charged histones. So finally, this complete package is called as a nucleosome. Is that right? First what I told you that positively charged histones will be there. Okay, this one is a histone. This completely called as a histone octamer. With the help of 8 histones forms into histone octamer. Negatively charged DNA called with the help of called the what? Histone octamer held in a positively charged histones. So forms into nucleosome. These kind of nucleosomes, not these kind, these nucleosomes consisting of a 200 base pairs. How many base pairs? 200 base pairs. This is a complete package of a DNA helix. Okay. This nucleosome continuously forming, continuously started to form repeating units. So leads into formation of chromatin. What is that? Chromatin. This one is a chromatin and nucleosome repeating. So finally, due to this repeating unit of chromosome, not chromatins, so it seems like a beads on a string. Beads on a string. So this chain is so chain 5. So these are the chromatins. Chromatins present a beads on a string. Okay, I'll drop this one. Just look at here. Okay. Now, chromatin. In higher level, so packing of DNA needs some non-histone chromosomal proteins. In higher level, So to pack the DNA, to pack the nucleus, to form the nucleosome, these kind of proteins are needed. They are nothing but non-histonic stone chromosomal proteins. Proteins are needed in a higher level. Just note on this, just for the reference. Next, chromatins are classified into two major types. One is euchromatin. Second one, heterochromatin. So what do you mean by euchromatin and heterochromatin? Euchromatin is nothing but the nucleus or DNA helix package is loosely arranged. How? Saying like this. Beads on a string is there now? Like this, chromatins are loosely arranged inside it. Here, chromatins are tightly packed. How? So these are all chromatins. Repeating units. They are tightly packed. This one is a heterochromatin. This one is a euchromatin. From this, today's session is over. Thank you so much for attending the session and thanks for everything. Stay home, stay safe.